Hello and welcome to Antinatalism this week. This episode will be short for a reason I'll get to in a minute, but first, the big news. Antinatalism conference will be happening on 29th and 30th of November. This news was published on Antinatalist advocacy website where the speakers list is also getting published gradually. If you are subscribed to Antinatalist advocacy's newsletter, you would already know this. If you have not subscribed, then I highly recommend that you do subscribe by entering your email ID on their website. It is from their newsletter that I came to know that Professor David Benatar will be speaking on antinatalism and our duties to do good in the conference. And this is the schedule of announcements of rest of the speakers. They are announcing speakers every Wednesday, so the next one will be on 24th of September. The conference is organized by John Williams and Lawrence Anton. And Lawrence will soon be making a new set of antinatalist stickers. Like the last time, these will be available to order for free and you just have to pay for the postage. There was an article by Jack Ziang, The Lonely Moralists, How Antinatalists and Radical Vegans Justify Murder in publicseminar.org. Jack Ziang is a PhD student of anthropology and has written about antinatalism in the past, and we have covered his work here in ATW. This time, he is criticizing antinatalists and vegans who fall prey to loneliness and end up in criminal activities. Jack gives two examples. One of Guy Bartkus, who bombed a fertility clinic in California based on his antinatalist beliefs, and another one of Zizians. This is a group named after the founder Ziz Lasota. Zizians are vegans and have been involved in several murders, according to this article. Jack observes that while it is easy to dismiss Bartkus and the Zizians as a product of niche ideologies and online radicalization, they represent a larger current of fringe moral movements that have emerged in recent decades and attracted a demographic of mostly young, mostly white, mostly online adherents seeking to do good, indeed, seeking to do the most good. Maddie Coco is a YouTube channel which used to do antinatalist videos many years ago. He's also vegan but had stopped doing videos for quite a while now. But this week he made a new video talking to ChatGPT. He constructs thought experiments to highlight the consent argument against having kids and asks ChatGPT to answer. In every experiment, ChatGPT thinks creating a new human is unethical. That's why the title of the video is ChatGPT is Antinatalist with proof. Thanks Maddie Coco for doing videos again and on antinatalism. Birthgap is a documentary by a data scientist Stephen J. Shaw. Its first part had been available for free on YouTube for quite a few years, but this week they also published its second part. In fact, on their channel Birthgap, they have published a 2 hour long amalgamated version of both parts. This is mostly a pro-natalist documentary. There are two main themes in it. One, there is widespread unplanned childlessness in the world. Two, the delay in parenthood is the root cause of falling fertility rates in most of the world. The documentary is a mix of real world data and a good amount of appeal to emotion of people. I don't think we can agree on the basic premise on which Stephen J. Shaw is operating. Let's take a thought experiment. Let's say I make a documentary on smokers. I show the data, hypothetically speaking, that smoking is reduced in most parts of the world. Then I go in those parts and ask people who want to smoke but can't because of so many societal and government restrictions. Smoking has become very expensive. There are so many taxes on smoking. The government does not help. These people want to smoke but can't because of these problems. So they keep on delaying on starting to smoke. And once that adolescent age passes, that age when you are easily drawn to such habits, it becomes too late to start. You can imagine such a documentary being entirely consistent in its message. But you will question, why am I not pushing against this perspective of smoking as something to be desired? If you don't agree on this basic fact, whether smoking should be desired or whether we should strive to satisfy this desire, then all the consistency in my documentary's data and elegance in its presentation won't really be seen as something valuable. That, I think, is what I felt watching Birthgap. Finally, Rang De Basanti is a Hindi channel with about 490,000 subscribers. bloggers. The channel creator Rajiv Chaudhary made a video slandering child free India and antinatalism at large. He uses impotency and homosexuality as a slur against child free people. He does not understand the difference between child free and antinatalism. He says that child free India's message to not have children will only be followed by Hindus in India, and eventually Muslims will rule the country. This is his deepest of the fears. On the way, he mocks consent argument and claims that the antinatalist movement was started by some important homosexual Greek philosophers who were then driven out of their country for their views. I have made a response video responding to each and every point he makes and fact checking his every claim. That's why my response to his 8-minute video was an hour long. And that is also why this week's ATW is short. So apologies for that. But thanks for watching.